Alright, welcome back. Let us start with the board now. So we'll switch over. Yes, we want to create. Change to millimeters. Let's change the size of our board. We want it to be exactly symmetrical with what it was before. So 40 and 33. And then I'm going to turn on the grid. And I want this to be symmetric across both sides. Again, if you have the free version, you have to leave it like this and then just do the appropriate 20 millimeter offset. If you do have a decent version of Eagle, then you can continue as we are now. So I'm going to go to minus 20 millimeter and then positive 20 millimeter. And we need to position the control module. Again, this has to be perfectly centered. Let's move some of these LEDs out of the way. It's going to mess up the board and then I'll just fix it after. Probably should have moved the LEDs first, but it's fine. Good, that looks perfect. And this guy, again, it has to be perfectly center, but where it is vertically doesn't really matter so much. So I'm going to do grid. Good, it's already set the way I want. Move him up like so. We're getting yelled at because of the DRC. Let's go ahead and fix that now. So if you do DRC, we can go to load. And again, we want Oshpark, 2-layer, open, check, and then they go away. And now I want this to be as close as possible as I can with the top. Doesn't have to be, it won't change much, but I like to put it as high as it can to leave as much room to play with the LEDs. And we need to make sure that this is actually aligned appropriately. So if we actually recall back to the control module, the ground was actually on this side. And it's kind of hard, you have to think in 3D, but this is the appropriate way so that when this turns, it can actually connect with it, because you want to make sure your board comes out right when you're actually printing it. Alright, so let's go ahead and add our LEDs onto the board now. So LED 1, which is the most significant digit of the hour, can go here. Probably could have renamed it and it would have been a little bit easier to work with, but it's fine. LED 2 is going to go here. 3, and we'll pick a nice spot for it right after this. There we are. Looks super jank. Looks like we lost our connector name. I'm going to put it right there. Here we are. Let's go ahead and align these appropriately. So I want to make sure there's only one decimal place. As for the position, I don't really care yet. So now let's actually put them in a decent position. So it doesn't really matter as long as when we do the 4 LEDs, they're not like, going through the top or going through the bottom. What I'm going to do is put them on the most convenient square division here. And then I'm going to make sure that they're not crossing here, but that they're also aligned. So something like that. And then this one, I'm actually going to touch it to it now, like so. And then on the nearest square division, again, this is just an easy way for me to align them, but it certainly isn't the only way. And we are actually going to move them again after to make sure that everything is symmetrical. Same with the other side, make sure it's the same. Good, now they're exactly opposite. You can also check their position here. So minus 15, this should be positive 15. Good. Great. So now they're pretty much perfectly evenly spaced on either side, or not perfect, but what I mean is that they're all aligned in a similar manner. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group, just get all these LEDs, and I'm going to move it, and I'm just going to move it 1 millimeter that way, and then all of this group here, and move it 1 millimeter that way. And actually, I don't like that. I want it 1 more millimeter for each of them in their respective direction. And as long as they're not too close to each other here, so that it doesn't look like they're grouped. Yeah, I think that looks good. There's, a small division here, but a large one here, and then these are even. I like it like this. I'm going to leave it. You guys can feel free to change it any which way you want. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to route the board, and that's going to be really easy for this. There's not much to do.